Hello and welcome to the program, everyone. I'm Teniola Shaboale. Begin in Somalia, where at least 9 soldiers, including 2 generals, have been killed by a blast outside the capital, Mogadishu. Islamist group Al-Shabaab has claimed responsibility for destroying the military pickup truck carrying the generals and their 7 bodyguards near Danan village. Abdiaziz Abu Musab, Al-Shabaab's military operations spokesman, identified the slain generals as Omar Aden and Abdi Ali. Al-Shabaab has for years been fighting to topple Somali's Western-backed central government and install its own rule based on a strict interpretation of Islam. The country has been gripped by insecurity and lawlessness since the early 1990s. In South Africa, residents of the Greenfield informal settlement in the Alexandria township, Johannesburg, have begun picking up the pieces after a huge fire gutted the area on Thursday. More than 300 people have been affected in the alleged arson attack on Thursday evening and spread through the night. A young man who was alleged to have started the fire succumbed to his wounds after being attacked by a mob in the community.
This is the Greenfield informal settlement in Johannesburg's Alexandria township. Thursday night was a night of fire. In its wake, ashes, loss, and tears.
My ID, certificate, everything. My house is ready.
More than 300 people have been affected in the blaze, and the charity Gift of the Givers was among the first on the scene.
We came here last night when the fire was still going, and then we actually helped setting up these displaced people in shelters nearby. But this morning we actually came and we set up like a distribution point whereby we can assist the people for the next 3-4 days at least. We also would like to encourage the public, if there is that they want to make a contribution. These people are in dire need of corrugated sheets to rebuild their homes.
The Premier of Gauteng, David Makura, visited the scene Friday morning, where he saw firsthand the extent of damage as well as the rebuilding efforts that have already begun.
The focus today is to encourage people here just to rebuild, to everyone to go back to where their house was, where their shack was. You can see some of this brick and mortar stuff that they have rebuilt. We want to encourage them to rebuild, and they are doing that. There is an extent that they will need government help, but where they can on their own, let them rebuild. I don't want to see members of this community in halls right up to Christmas. We must complete rebuilding here quickly. They must be back as soon as possible.
There is speculation regarding the cause of the fire, and the emergency services received plaque for the timeliness or otherwise of their response to the incident.
Emergency services were here. They were on time. They responded to the emergency on time. But your issue was remember there were some of the houses that were built on some of the fire houses, and now it creates a problem for the community because there's a disaster. They're all in trauma. They're all running around. Now the disaster truck comes, and obviously everybody runs, and what the result is there's conflict between the driver and conflict between the people, and disaster management obviously retreated a bit so that the place is stabilized, and then they came in, but they were definitely here.
Rumors are saying that some people burned out because they were fighting, so only to find out that whatever that was happening amongst them affected the whole society. So rumors, they're just rumors. There's no straight answer now.
Those rumors led to the mob justice that led to the death of a young man who allegedly started the fire after an altercation with a partner. The police has opened a murder case and is appealing for information on the perpetrators of the mob attack. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
Betty joins us now to tell us more about this tragic accident. Betty, what is the situation like now as we speak?
At the moment, serious reconstruction work is going on. A little bit easier than most kinds of constructions to build are relatively small. So as the Premier said, you heard him say the brick and mortar issue. So what you have, trucks bringing in bricks, people trying to retain the stands that they have. That's the spaces that they have within the informal settlement to rebuild what they have. Those who can, quite a number of them, many of them living in that area are unemployed, so that may be difficult for some, much more than others. But people are trying to reconstruct, people are trying to retain, and you have appeals going out for those who can help those who are affected with immediate needs like clothes, clothes and food, to help them out. But right now in that area, the fire is out. You have a bit of smoke here and there, and the area is not quite safe because you have power towers in that area where people built around, but they're trying to reclaim what they've lost in terms of the spaces and the buildings that they have lost. But every other thing, it's not retrievable.
Well, has the government said anything to the victims of this disaster, especially those who have lost their homes to this fire? Will there be any compensation for them?
I wouldn't say compensation, but I'm sure you would have help from government. The Premier of Gauteng, David Makura, and some officials from the Johannesburg municipality were present, have been present since yesterday, helping out people with immediate needs. And as the Premier said, at a point, those who are trying to build will try to help them at the point where they will need government's help. And for those who cannot, I'm sure the government will help them out to give them immediate places. Right now, some of them are in the halls, in the community, where they will be sleeping for the next few days. But as the Premier promised, we don't have specifics at the moment, but he says he wouldn't want people from that community in those halls till Christmas. Christmas is a few weeks away. So I'm sure the immediate needs of the people regarding rebuilding their houses will come from government and from individuals that would help. That's as far as the Premier has said. We don't have the specifics at the moment.
Well, Betty, let's talk about the man that was killed by a mob action. Unfortunately, he was suspected to be the arsonist. What brought about this suspicion?
Well, the people in the community began to attack him when the fire started in the evening yesterday. The community is large. Alexandria is quite huge, but that particular informal settlement, houses are closed. People get to hear word of mouth, and mob action is what someone says that someone has done without proof most of the time, and that was what happened yesterday, according to the police spokesperson Mabela Masondo, who said after the attack he passed on at the hospital. Initially, it was a case of what we understand, it's all speculation. There's no proof at the moment. As you said, the man is dead right now, so we don't really know what exactly happened. But people accused him of setting a particular shack on fire when he had a problem with his partner. But it's all speculation. We don't have confirmation of that. And then there was a mob action which got him wounded, and then he died later at the hospital.
Betty Dibia,
but we don't have a name yet.
Yeah. Well, Betty Dibia, thank you for giving us an update on that tragic incident. Thank you.
Thank you.